Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I have a Kindle haul. So these are all the books that I've downloaded onto my Kindle recently. These are all NetGalley books. I've not purchased any ebooks recently, but I download them onto my Kindle Oasis. This is what I'm currently using as my e-reader, and I absolutely love it. So I will leave the device and this cover link down below as well, because I always get a lot of questions about them, but I love it. And yeah, they're all NetGalley. So these are either books that I requested and got approved for, or they are books that the publisher sent me a pre-approval link for, and I went ahead and downloaded it if I was interested. I am this year in 2023 trying to be much better about not just downloading everything I get sent and being very picky about what I request, because there's a chance that I'm going to get approved for them. And I'm trying to keep my NetGalley requesting under control, because I do have a big goal this year to make a big dent in my NetGalley books this year. So if I keep adding to them, then I'm not making a dent. We're working on it. But these don't count because these were all last year. Yeah? Okay, so the first one here is The One That Got Away by Charlotte Rickson. And this one comes out on August 15th. So I got this one very early. Okay, so this book follows two characters, Benjamin and Clara, and they are in college together, and they are together. They're a couple and are both convinced that they are the ones for each other, right? But one night something devastating happens. Don't know what the details of that are, but something devastating happens and it drives them apart. And then we are jumping ahead 20 years. They are both in very different places in their lives. They are not together anymore. But they always felt like that was the one that got away type thing about each other. And they are both drawn back to their college town, I believe. That something happens that brings them back, like proximity wise, together. And I think it's going to go on from there. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be like a second chance love story type thing. Okay, the next one is Loathe to Love You. This is by Ali Hazelwood. This one came out in early January, so it is available now. And this is the bind up of 3 novellas that she wrote that were released both in ebook and in audio form. And now they are bound together in a physical form, if that's something that you want to put on your shelves. So this includes 3 novellas that are very similar to her full-length novels that are following, females in STEM and their love stories. And they're just all together now. You guys are going to laugh about this next one. I'm laughing at myself. Finley Donovan Jumps the Gun by El Casamano. The 3rd book in the Finley Donovan series. Have I read the first 2? Nope. Do I have the first 2? Yes, I do. But I jumped the gun and downloaded this because it was sent to me from the publishers. I was like, yeah, I haven't read the first 2. My goodness, Sarah. And here's the thing. I have the first 2 in hardcover. So I know that if I love those 2 and I do want to read the 3rd one, I'm going to buy it in hardcover because I'm going to want it on my shelves to match, all the good things. So whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Comes out January 31st. So if you love Finley Donovan and you want to get the 3rd one, that's when it's coming out. Yeah. And I can't read the description or tell you what it is because I haven't read the first 2. So try not to spoil things, but book number 3 in the Finley Donovan series. Okay, the next one is All Hallows by Christopher Golden, and this one comes out on January 24th. Now, this was sent to me and I downloaded it, and I feel like I got sent it like October timeframe, so it felt like a very October-y book, but I don't know why it's coming out in January, so that's kind of throwing me off a little bit. Okay, so this one is definitely creepy, and it's set on Halloween night in 1984. So this is an October book if I've ever heard of one. And it's set in Massachusetts. There are children who are trick-or-treating, and there are 4 children who are also going along with the crowd and trick-or-treating. However, they look terrified. They're wearing really strange costumes, and they are literally asking the neighborhood kids to hide them because they are trying to escape from someone called the Cunning Man. And this Cunning Man is set up in the woods, in a clearing. There's a weird tree that doesn't really belong there. And so it's just kind of very, very creepy spooky stuff. So I do want to read this, but I'm definitely going to wait till October because hello. But it comes out January 24th. Okay, next one is The Minuscule Mansion of Myra Malone. I cannot say that fast. By Audrey Burgess. And this one also comes out on the 24th of January. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about this book, but I think the synopsis, like I just read the entire synopsis, I believe it gives a little bit too much away. But I won't go that far. Okay, so this is following a woman named Myra, and she lives in Arizona, and she has created this dollhouse mansion, basically. And it is something that has just become a really big part of her life. She blogs about it, takes photos, and there have become fans of this mansion and like their stories that go along with it. People are writing fan fiction about it. Like it's been a whole thing. But what a lot of people don't know is that this mansion has really taken over her life and kind of has a life of its own. And across the country, there is a man named Alex, and he runs a custom furniture business. And when he is shown this mansion blog, because people come in and they're looking for stuff to try to recreate things. And so they're showing it to him. And as he's looking at these pictures, he's like, that's my childhood bedroom. What's going on? Who is this person? All these things. So he starts going on the hunt to try to figure out what in the world is going on. So it sounds good. It sounds very good. Yeah. Okay, the next one is Untethered Sky by Fonda Lee, and this one comes out April 11th. Okay, so this one is actually a fantasy novella. So it is a short piece of fantasy fiction, and we're following a woman who loses her entire family except for her father. So her and her father are the only survivors. And like some sort of monster attacks and takes her entire family. And so she's left with her father, who is just complete drowning in his grief and doing nothing but trying to take revenge on the monsters that killed his family. And she ends up making a connection with a mystical being that is supposedly going to help her to get her own revenge on these monsters as well. So I'm not sure like how action-packed it's going to be or if it's going to be more of like the bond between these two, like this woman and this creature. I'm not quite sure exactly how that's going to work. But we'll see. I haven't read anything by Fonda Lee yet, but I'm definitely interested. Okay, the next one, this cover is 100% why I requested this book, but it's called How Can I Help You by Laura Sims, and this one comes out on July 18th. Okay, so this follows a woman named Margot, and she is living a quiet life in a small town, in a library. She's just living her life. But her coworkers don't know that she used to be a nurse, and she has kind of a trail of premature deaths in her past that she may or may not be responsible for. And that is until a new woman starts working in the library. Her name is Patricia. Patricia is noticing that there's something off about Margot and something very sinister, something that just other people aren't noticing. And one day, an unexplained death happens in the bathroom of the library, and Patricia starts immediately thinking, this is Margot. And so, yeah. Very interested. Okay, the next one is called Stone Cold Fox. This is by Rachel Kohler Croft, and this one comes out February 14th. So this is one that was sent to me, and right after I accepted it, I saw a glowing review from Dennis over at Scared Straight Reads, and so I was like, ooh, I'm glad I got that. I will leave his Instagram link below. It's great. Okay, so this one is definitely something that follows like rich people behaving badly and con artists and swindlers and all that kind of stuff. So we're following a woman named B, and her mother raised her to be a con artist. So she has lived her life this way and kind of made her own life, own fortune this way, but she wants out. She doesn't want to live this life anymore. So she just needs to get enough money in order to make her escape from this life and from her mother. So she chooses her last victim and goes to work and comes into a whole lot of different realizations about herself and a lot of unexpected obstacles and things like that. And it becomes actual life or death situations for her. Okay, this next one, guys, this cover, Can You Even? American Mermaid. This is by Julia Langbin, and this one comes out on March 21st. This cover. So this follows a woman named Penelope. She is a teacher, and she wrote a book called American Mermaid, and it became popular, and it is being optioned for a film in Hollywood. So she decides to quit her job, move to California, and be part of this project. And while she's there, and while things are starting to happen, the filming company are wanting to make some changes to, to the characters and all the things, and she's not having it, right? However, along the production, strange things start to happen. So, like threats start kind of randomly showing up. There are things called siren calls that are starting to happen, just things that are kind of unexplainable that are happening to the people who are involved in this project. And so Penelope is wondering if she is actually losing her mind or if something cynical is happening and something maybe a little bit supernatural. So I just love that concept. Okay, the next one is Someone Else's Bucket List. This is by Amy T. Matthews, and this one comes out on May 23rd. Okay, so this one follows a girl who is very reserved. She doesn't take chances. She's kind of, living a quiet life. And that's just how she likes it. Her older sister, however, is all over the place. She is Instagram famous and an adventurer and all that kind of stuff. So almost complete opposites. So the older sister passes away from leukemia. And after her death, some surprise Instagram posts go up on her account. And they are videos that were pre-recorded by her to her sister, asking her sister to finish her bucket list. Her bucket list that is a very famous bucket list because she put it out into the world before she died. So she wants her sister to finish this bucket list. And if that happens, her Instagram sponsors are going to pay off her medical debt. And it's like, there's just going to be all these benefits if her sister finishes the bucket list, then like a lot of these really great things are going to happen and people have already committed to it. And so her sister is left with, do I do this? Do I take all these chances? That's not me, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So it sounds like a good time, definitely. And definitely sounds like it's going to be a little heartbreaking, but I love the concept of this. Okay, so this next one is called No Two Persons. This is by Erica Bauermeister, and this comes out on May 2nd. Okay, so this one's really interesting. So this one is following a writer named Alice, and she has the talent, but she doesn't really put herself out there that much. She hesitates on that. However, she's had some devastating events happen which cause her to actually put pen to paper, so to speak, and to write a novel. This novel ends up reaching a bunch of different readers who are in different points and dealing with different situations in their lives, and how this one book has affected each of them in maybe the same way or a different way, or just, how a book can reach different readers exactly when they need it the most and when they're dealing with different types of things. So it kind of explores that, and I kind of love that concept. Okay, this next one is called Gone Tonight. This is by Sarah Pekkanen, and this one comes out August 1st. I have read Sarah Pekkanen before. I have read her collaborations with Greer Hendricks. I've really enjoyed the books that they've written together, but I have not read anything that was just written by her. So I'm excited to see what this is about. Okay, so we are following a mother-daughter relationship in this book. The daughter is Catherine, the mother is Ruth, and Ruth keeps Catherine very close. Very close. And Catherine never really knows why. She is just like, I guess my mom really loves me or just wants the best for me and all that stuff. But Ruth is definitely hiding secrets. There are things from her past that are causing her to hold on to Catherine a little bit tighter and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't want to go too far into this. I really just wanted to see like what this was going to be all about and just kind of go into it a little bit blind. Okay, last one is Where Darkness Blooms. This is by Andrea Hanna, and this one comes out February 21st. Okay, so this follows a town called Bishop, and it's known for two things: recurring windstorms and endless fields of sunflowers. So there are women from this town that go missing all the time. It's not a surprise. Things happen. So 3 women go missing in one night in the middle of a windstorm. No one is surprised. Okay. Their children are now all living together in this one house, and they all are kind of in different places and want different things and are all keeping different secrets. But these windstorms are responsible for bringing up all these secrets and getting these secrets out somehow. And so there's all sorts of different secrets coming out and having to do with each other, having to do with their own lives, all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of following that. And I think there's something a little bit more sinister happening under the surface as well. So sounds interesting. Okay, that is it. Those are all the books that I have gotten from NetGalley over the past probably couple months, actually. And it was just time to do an update on what I have downloaded. Let me know down below what you think. Are you interested in any of these books? Because most of these are, coming out here very soon. And yeah, I want to know your thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.